Hello and welcome to the Midnight Bible Study. This is Pete, and this is the Catechism Express Lesson Series. Glad you're with us. What we're doing is we're going through the Catechism's lessons on a daily basis and with a minimum of commentary so that we can keep them fairly brief and hitting on high points so that we can get the most out of it in the least time and keep focused on it. So it's great for busy people who want to learn about the Catechism but don't want to get too lost in the details. So today we're going to cover paragraphs 4 to 10. So here we go. Now this gets into the treasures of the Church and the treasures of the Catechism. This is a gold mine. The Catechism is an absolute gold mine of centuries of wisdom of the great saints and the church fathers and the great church councils. So it's all distilled into this book. I'm personally using and recommend the Doubleday version of the catalog. It's the complete and updated, which is great because I find it easy to follow. So, okay, well let's get going. Hope you guys are doing well. Handing on the faith, catechesis. Quite early on, the name catechesis was given to the totality of the Church's efforts to make disciples, to help men believe that Jesus is the Son of God, so that believing they might have life in His name, and to educate and instruct them in this life, thus building up the body of Christ. Some people need efforts, they need help in their faith. Okay, catechesis is paragraph 5. Catechesis is an education in the faith of children, of young people, adults, etc. Paragraph 6. While not being formally identified with them, catechesis built on a number of elements, very important, a number of elements of the Church's pastoral mission, which have catechetical aspect that prepare for catechesis or spring from it. The elements are the initial proclamation of the gospel or missionary preaching to arouse faith, examination of the reasons for belief, experience of Christian living, celebration of the sacraments, integration into the ecclesiastical community, and apostolic and missionary witness. So, every different Catholic or Christian, there are different places. By the way, if you don't know, Catholics are, of course, Christians. They are the Christians, the original Christians from the time of Christ, and the only Christians, essentially, with few exceptions, up until the 1500s. So the Protestants are that's a new phenomenon in history. But certainly many Protestants are welcome to follow along. And I was a Protestant myself until I became a Catholic. I married a Catholic girl, and eventually became Catholic myself. So anyway, here we go. Paragraph 7. Catechesis is essentially bound up with the whole of the Church's life, not only her geographical extension and numerical increase, but even more her inner growth and correspondence with God's plan to depend essentially on catechesis. Paragraph 8. Periods of renewal in the Church are also intense moments of catechesis. This is very important, what's coming up here. In the great era of the Fathers of the Church, saintly bishops devoted an important part of their ministry to catechesis. Saint Cyril of Jerusalem, Saint John Chrysostom, Saint Ambrose, and Saint Augustine, and many other fathers wrote catechetical works that remain models for us. So this is why this is such a gold mine. We have the great saints of history, like all here in this book, that have influenced this book. And it's like this great grand project of the Catholic Church going back centuries, literally centuries, of wisdom from the saints, the church fathers, the great councils, the great church councils, and it's all distilled into the Catechism. So it's not just like me when I was a Christian. I read the Bible cover to cover and studied it. But sometimes I would misunderstand certain For one thing, I was somewhat brainwashed by going to all those Protestant preachers. So I had that, and then I'd make some things weren't they were hard to understand, and it was easy to make mistakes. So to have the guidance of the saints and the church fathers and the councils going back hundreds of years keeps us from falling into error. Okay, so paragraph 9, the ministry of the catechesis draws forever fresh energy from the councils. The Council of Trent is a noteworthy example of this, and it goes on about the councils. So the councils are, again, that's another great way that all the points have been ironed out by the great minds and the doctors of the church over centuries. It is therefore no surprise, paragraph 10 here, it is therefore no surprise that the catechesis in the church has again attracted attention in the wake of the Second Vatican Council, which Pope Paul VI considered the great catechism of modern times. So there you go. There's just a taste of the origin and the foundation of this catechism, which, as it turns out, is literally a treasure chest of the faith. So there you go. Thanks for being with us. God bless you. Good night from the Midnight Bible Study.